You're watching the Stories That Scare channel. There is no turning back now.
Story. The heads are here for you. 8 years after graduating high school, I ran into my old classmate Joey in a Walmart parking lot. He was standing with his mom and his sister. I recognized both of them immediately. Joey? Not even a little bit. And I don't mean he'd gained weight, grown a beard, or just gotten older. I mean, if that guy had walked past me by himself, there was absolutely no chance I would have known who he was. Different face. Different build. Even his voice sounded wrong. But his mother hugged me and said, "Marcus, look who it is." Then she pointed right at him. "You remember Joey." And before I could answer, this complete stranger smiled at me and started talking about things that only Joey should have known. At first I wondered if maybe 8 years could change somebody more than I realized. It couldn't. Because about 10 minutes later, something happened in that parking lot that made Joey's different face the least strange thing about him. This happened in Lubbock, Texas, in 2022. I was 26 at the time. I'd graduated high school in 2014 and moved away a couple years later. I wasn't one of those people who stayed connected to everybody from school. I had a few friends I still talked to. Everybody else became a name on social media. You know how it goes. Somebody gets married. Somebody has a kid. Somebody buys a house. You hit the little heart button and keep scrolling. Joey Martinez was one of those people. We'd met sophomore year. We weren't best friends, but we were definitely more than acquaintances. We had several classes together. Sometimes ate lunch together. I'd been to his house. He'd been to mine. I knew his mother, Mrs. Martinez, and his older sister, Elena. And Joey was pretty memorable. Skinny kid, dark curly hair, kind of a narrow face, always wearing some kind of band t-shirt. He also had this annoying habit of clicking pens. Click, 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 click. Our history teacher once confiscated 3 pens from him during the same class. Somebody handed Joey another one. 5 minutes later, click, click, click. Our teacher just stared at him. Joey smiled. That was Joey. So when I saw Mrs. Martinez outside Walmart that Saturday afternoon, I recognized her immediately. "Marcus!" I turned around. She was standing beside a dark SUV. Elena was with her, and so was some guy I'd never seen before. Mrs. Martinez came over and hugged me. "Oh my goodness, look at you!" I laughed. "Mrs. Martinez, how are you?" Elena hugged me too. She looked older, obviously, but she still looked like Elena. Same face, same smile. We started catching up. I told them I'd recently moved back to Lubbock. Mrs. Martinez asked about my parents. I asked about hers. Completely normal. Then she said, "Well, look who's here." She pointed toward the stranger. "You remember Joey?" I looked at him, then back at her, then at Elena. I actually thought they were messing with me. "Joey," the guy smiled. "What's up, Marcus, my boy?" That voice, wrong. Joey's voice had always been a little higher. This guy had a deeper, rougher voice. I stared at him probably longer than I should have. He laughed. "What? I changed that much?" Man, I didn't know what else to say. "Yeah," Mrs. Martinez laughed. "He filled out. He is a vibe now." Filled out. You fill out around the waist. You don't fill out into an entirely different human being. This guy was taller than Joey had been. Broader. Different nose. Different chin. His eyes were farther apart. Even his ears looked different. 8 years had passed. Not 40. Still, I didn't want to be rude. So I said, "Man, I would have never recognized you." Joey smiled. "I recognized you." That was the first thing that made me uncomfortable, not because of what he said, because of how he looked at me when he said it. He wasn't really looking at my face. His eyes moved down, shoulders, chest, waist, legs, then back up, like he was sizing me up. I ignored it. Then he said, "You remember Daniel's apartment?" That caught me off guard. "Daniel Rodriguez?" "Yeah, that busted basketball court behind his building." I laughed. "Man, I forgot about that." You remember when you tried dunking off that folding chair? I immediately smiled. Don't remind me. Elena laughed. What happened? Joey answered before I could. Chair folded. Marcus went straight into the fence. We thought he might have went poo on himself. I pointed at him. Okay, you really are Joey. Everybody laughed. And that actually made me feel better, because that happened when we were 16. There were maybe 4 people there. Joey was one of them. He remembered our chemistry teacher. He remembered the vice principal we used to make fun of. He remembered the stupid nickname we gave our cafeteria manager. Then he brought up the crickets. Somebody released hundreds of crickets inside the cafeteria during our junior year. Nobody ever admitted doing it. Joey leaned toward me. Still think Daniel did it. I laughed. Daniel absolutely did it. Wasn't Daniel. What? Joey smiled. Me. No way. Yep, it was me. You better watch out for the Joey, the Jojo. Oh no. That sounded like Joey. For a few minutes I stopped worrying about his appearance. People change. Maybe he'd had surgery. Maybe he'd been in an accident. Maybe there was something medical I didn't know about. None of my business. Then he asked, Where are you staying now? Over near Milwaukee Avenue. Where? I gave him the general area. No, what street? I laughed. I'm not giving you my address in a Walmart parking lot. He didn't laugh. You got a house? Apartment. How many bedrooms? 2. You live alone? Yeah. His expression changed, just slightly. Need a roommate? I laughed. No. You sure? Pretty sure. I could stay with you. I looked at him. Why? He shrugged. Just asking. Mrs. Martinez suddenly said, Joey. He looked at her. She gave him a look. He stopped. We talked another minute. Then Joey asked, What size shirt you wear? I thought I'd misheard him. What? Your shirt large? Yeah, why? He looked at my waist. What size pants? I laughed. What's with the questions? He looked down at my shoes. What size are those? Now I wasn't laughing. Why do you want to know my shoe size? 10? I didn't answer. 10.5? Joey. Mrs. Martinez's voice was sharper this time. He stopped. Elena smiled at me. He's weird now. Joey looked at her. For just a second, I saw something in his face. Fear. Then it disappeared. I should have left. I had my bags. Conversation was getting strange. Perfect time to say goodbye. But Mrs. Martinez started asking about my mother again, so I stayed. That's when the wind picked up. Anybody who's spent time in Lubbock knows what I'm talking about. The wind out there doesn't gently blow. It attacks. 1 second everything is fine. Next second your receipt is halfway to Oklahoma. A gust came across the parking lot. Shopping carts rattled. A plastic bag flew past us, and Joey's baseball cap came off. It sailed underneath a parked pickup. Elena said, Oh, shoot, Mrs. Martinez gasped. Not because the hat was gone, because of what was underneath it. I stared at Joey. The top of his head was exposed. Not bald, not scarred. Exposed. There was no scalp. No hair, no skin. From just above his forehead almost all the way to the back of his head, I could see bone, his skull, yellowish white, smooth in some places, rough in others. For about 2 seconds, nobody moved. Then one of my grocery bags slipped out of my hand. A bottle of shampoo rolled underneath the car. Holy poop on a platter. Joey looked at me, and his entire expression changed. That awkward smile disappeared. His eyes widened, and when he spoke, his voice changed too. Marcus? That voice? I knew that voice. Higher, softer. Joey's voice, the one I remembered. He stepped toward me. Help me. Mrs. Martinez grabbed his arm. Joey! He pulled away. Help me? What happened to you? His eyes filled with tears. They won't release me. What? They won't let me. Mrs. Martinez reached into her purse. She pulled out what looked like a can of spray paint. She shook it. Click, 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 click. Then sprayed Joey directly on the head. P.S. I jumped backward. What are you doing? The mist covered the exposed bone, tan at first, like paint. Then it changed, right in front of me. The surface thickened. The color shifted. It became pinkish. Texture appeared. Then pores. Then tiny dark hairs. I couldn't understand what I was seeing. Mrs. Martinez sprayed another section. Pus. Skin formed. She sprayed again. Hair. Elena crawled halfway underneath the pickup and retrieved Joey's cap. She came back, pulled it over his head, then tightened the strap. Keep it on. Joey lowered his head. Mrs. Martinez put the spray can back into her purse. Then she smiled at me. Sorry about that. I stared at her. Sorry? Nobody said anything. I pointed at Joey. What is happening? Mrs. Martinez's smile disappeared. Medical condition. No. It looks worse than it is. His skull is showing. A couple walking nearby looked over. Mrs. Martinez lowered her voice. Marcus. No. What did you just spray on his head? You wouldn't understand. Try me. Elena started laughing. Not loudly, just this little amused laugh. I looked at her. What? She stared at me again. Same way Joey had earlier. Shoulders, chest, waist, legs, shoes. Then she said, You actually would be a good one. Mrs. Martinez immediately snapped. Elena. A good what? Elena smiled. A head. I stared at her. What does that mean? If you wanted to become a head. I don't want to become a head, she laughed. You don't even know what it is. Don't care. Joey suddenly grabbed my wrist, hard. Don't! I looked at him. His eyes were terrified. Don't become a head! Mrs. Martinez grabbed him. Joey, stop! They keep you. Stop! They don't let you leave. Joey! His mother pulled him away. Joey fought her, not like somebody trying to hurt her, like somebody trying desperately not to be taken somewhere. Marcus! Elena opened the SUV's rear door. Mrs. Martinez shoved Joey toward it. He grabbed the side of the vehicle. They don't release us. People were looking now. Mrs. Martinez leaned close and whispered something into his ear. Joey froze. Completely. His hands released the SUV. His shoulders dropped. His face went blank. Elena guided him into the back seat. Before she shut the door, Joey looked at me. His lips moved. No sound. But I understood him. Find me. Then the door closed. Mrs. Martinez looked at me. Tell your mother I said hello. They drove away. I stood there in the Walmart parking lot holding laundry detergent in one hand, with absolutely no idea what had just happened. I went straight home. I didn't even put the groceries away. I went into my closet and pulled out an old plastic storage container. Pictures, school stuff, yearbooks. I found 2014. There was Joey. Senior picture, skinny, curly hair, narrow face. Exactly how I remembered him. I took a picture of the page with my phone. Then I searched his name online. His old social media account was still there. I started scrolling backward. The Joey from Walmart. Different face, different body, always wearing a hat. Then I reached 2019. No Joey. Family pictures with Mrs. Martinez and Elena, but Joey wasn't in any of them. There he was, my Joey, the one from school. Same face as the yearbook, same curly hair, same skinny build. There was a picture of him standing beside his mother. The caption said, "So proud of my boy." That was the last picture. For almost 2 years, nothing. Then in 2020, Joey appeared again. Except now he was the man I'd just met. The caption underneath said, "So happy to have my Joey home again." Home again. I zoomed in. Joey was wearing a baseball cap. There were comments underneath. Most were normal. Heart emojis. Welcome home. Looking good. Then I saw one from a woman named Teresa. He came back beautifully. You'd never know, Mrs. Martinez had replied. It took 3 tries. I read that twice. 3 tries at what? I clicked Teresa's profile. I shouldn't have. She had family pictures. A husband. 2 kids, 1 teenage daughter. The daughter wore hats in almost every photograph. Baseball caps, beanies, sun hats, even inside restaurants. Then I found an older photograph where she wasn't wearing one. Her head looked normal. Her neck didn't. There was a faint line running completely around it. Perfect circle. I closed the app. Nope. I got up, walked into my kitchen, opened the refrigerator. I wasn't hungry. I just needed to do something normal. Then someone knocked on my apartment door 3 times. Knock, knock, knock. I froze. I walked quietly to the peephole. Joey, alone, baseball cap pulled low. I didn't open it. Marcus. I stayed quiet. I know you're there. Go away. I need help. What are you? Silence. Then, Joey. No, you're not. Longer silence. Then I heard him crying. When he spoke again, it was that familiar voice. His real voice. That's the problem. I put the chain on the door, opened it about 3 inches. Joey looked terrible, sweating, shaking. Tell me what happened to you. He looked down the hallway. They're coming. Who? My mom, Elena. Why? Because I'm not supposed to talk about it. Talk about what? He looked at me. The heads. I almost shut the door. Joey, I have no idea what you're talking about. You asked why I look different. Yeah, this isn't me. I looked at his face. Obviously. No. He grabbed the front of his sweatshirt. I mean this. He pointed at his chest. This isn't mine. I didn't say anything. He pointed at his legs. These aren't mine? Then his hands. These aren't mine either. My stomach turned. What happened to your body? Joey looked directly at me. Which one? I felt cold. What do you mean, which one? He touched the brim of his cap. They keep this. Your head? Part of it. What part? He tapped the top of his skull. This part lasts. I backed away from the door. No. My first body started failing. Your first body? The one you remember. He looked down at himself. They replaced it. With what? He didn't answer. He didn't have to. I thought about his questions in the parking lot. Where do you live? Do you live alone? Need a roommate? Shirt size? Pants? Shoes? I stared at the body standing in front of me, then at my own. No. Joey nodded. That's why they were asking. Whose body is that? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? They don't tell us. Who is they? Joey looked toward the elevator. The families. The elevator bell sounded. Ding. Joey's face went white. No. Footsteps. 2 people. Mrs. Martinez appeared around the corner. Elena beside her. Mrs. Martinez had the spray can. Elena carried a small cooler. Joey. His mother sounded exhausted. Come home. Joey pushed against my door. Let me in. I opened it. He slipped inside. Mrs. Martinez hurried toward us. Marcus, don't. I started closing the door. She put her hand against it. This doesn't concern you. He's wearing somebody's body. A neighbor's door opened. Mrs. Martinez immediately smiled. Family medical issue. My neighbor looked at all of us, then slowly closed his door. Fantastic. Elena stared at me, then smiled. See? Mrs. Martinez glared at her. Elena, same height. Stop. Shoulders are close. I stared at her. You're talking about me. Elena shrugged. You'd fit better than this one. Joey screamed. Run. I slammed the door, locked it. Bedroom. My apartment was on the 1st floor. I opened the bedroom window. Joey climbed out. I followed. We ran across the grass toward the parking lot. I heard Mrs. Martinez shouting behind us. We made it maybe 50 yards. Then Joey stopped. His hand went to his neck. He stumbled. Come on. I can't. What? I can't go farther. His knees buckled. I caught him. His skin moved underneath my hands. Not stretched. Moved. Like the body and the skin weren't completely attached. I dropped him. Joey collapsed onto the pavement. Mrs. Martinez and Elena weren't running. They were walking toward us. Mrs. Martinez looked almost sad. I told you. What did you do to him? Nothing. He's falling apart. He's not released. What does that mean? She crouched beside Joey. 8 years. She brushed his cheek. We've been trying to stabilize him for 8 years. Why? She looked at me like I'd asked the dumbest question imaginable. Because he's my son. Elena set the cooler down. Opened it. Inside were spray cans, different colors, different labels, dermis, scalp, sealant, hair. Then I saw something beneath them, wrapped in a white towel, round, heavy enough to make the towel sag. I didn't wait to find out what it was. I ran. I called police from a gas station. By the time officers reached my apartment complex, Joey was gone. His mother was gone. Elena was gone. The SUV was gone. I told the police enough to make sense. An old acquaintance showed up. His family followed. There was a confrontation. I thought I was being threatened. I left out the spray-on scalp, borrowed bodies, whatever a head was. I knew how that sounded. Then I moved. New apartment. Changed my phone number. Locked down my social media. Almost a year passed. Nothing. Then a package arrived. No return address. Inside was my 2014 yearbook. The one I'd apparently left behind during the move. There was a yellow sticky note on Joey's senior picture. I opened to it. His photograph had been scratched out. Underneath, someone had written, Joey Martinez. Then, head 17. Under that, body 4 failed, and body 5 pending. I stared at the page. Then I noticed another sticky note. Several pages farther back, I already knew where it would lead. My senior picture. Someone had written measurements around my photograph. Height, shoulder width, neck, waist, shoe size. Some were wrong. Most were frighteningly close. At the bottom, possible match. Then, do not damage head. I moved again, different state. That was 3 years ago. I never saw Joey again. Until a few months ago, I received a friend request. Joey Martinez, blank profile. I ignored it. Next day, another request. Different account, then another. Finally, I accepted one. A message arrived immediately. Marcus, I typed. Joey? 3 dots appeared. Then, I think so. That answer bothered me more than if he'd just said yes. Another message. They changed me again. Then a photograph appeared. I opened it. Different man, different face, different body, baseball cap. Behind him were shelves. At first I thought they were mannequins, then I zoomed in. There were heads sitting on those shelves. Human heads. Some had their eyes closed, some didn't. Some were crying. Each shelf had a number. Joey sent another message. They need bodies. Then, don't let them measure you. The account disappeared. I haven't heard from him since, but last week I was leaving work when a woman approached me in the parking lot. I'd never seen her before. Excuse me. I kept walking. Can I ask you something? No thanks. Just one question. I stopped. What? She looked down at my shoes. What size are those? Every hair on my arm stood up. I didn't answer. She looked at my shirt. Large? I backed away. She smiled, then looked at my shoulders. You're a little broader than I expected. I started walking faster. She followed. I reached my car, then she called my name. Marcus! I stopped. I hadn't told her my name. I turned. She was standing maybe 20 feet away, still smiling. Then she reached into her purse. For half a second I thought she was reaching for a weapon. She wasn't. She pulled out a spray can. She shook it. Click, 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 click. I got in my car, locked the doors. She didn't chase me. She just stood there. As I backed out, she called after me. Joey was right. I lowered the window maybe an inch. I don't know why. What? She smiled. You'd make a great head. I drove away. I haven't been back to that office. And now I finally understand why Joey asked all those strange questions in the Walmart parking lot. He wasn't trying to reconnect. He didn't need a roommate. And he definitely wasn't planning to buy me clothes. He knew what his family was doing. He knew they were looking at me, measuring me, trying to decide if I would fit. The only thing I still don't understand is what Elena meant when she said I could become a head, because Joey already was one. So either she was talking about replacing his body with mine, or they were considering me for something else entirely. And after seeing those shelves behind Joey, I really don't want to know which one. That concludes tonight's tale. Please let me know in the comments if you'd like more stories like this. Keep the fires burning. I'll continue sharing these stories. If you remain scared,